Hey guys, welcome to Open Discussion. So today we're going to be looking at the new Justice League trailer that just came out from Comic-Con. We're going to go ahead and look at that and also just talk about the awesome, cool trailer from this, guys. So anyway, let me go ahead and start the video.
There is a stranger who comes to this village from the sea. He comes in the winter when people are hungry and brings fish. Comes on the king tide.
Okay, so we first see Ben Affleck again as Batman. He looks kind of older from the last movie, but other than that, nothing doesn't really look different so far. He still looks pretty serious. So let's go ahead and continue.
It was last night.
Okay, let me go back on that. So we see Khal Drogo for the people who watch Game of Thrones. But yeah, we see Aquaman finally on the trailer. He looks pretty cool. A lot of people didn't like the new look that they have for him, but if you think of a sun, I mean not a sun god, a ocean or sea god, he looks like he would fit that role. So let's go ahead and continue the trailer.
Talk. I believe that an enemy is coming from far away. I'm looking for...
Okay, we have Wonder Woman. She looks extremely beautiful in this. I'm liking her shield she has right there. And overall, I'm not sure who she's exactly fighting, but it looks pretty epic. So let's continue.
Warriors. This stranger.
Alright, we have Aquaman again, looking badass.
Others like him. I'm building an alliance to...
Okay, so let's go back again. We see a glimpse of the new Flash.
I'm building an
And we
alliance
also finally have a face to Cyborg. So that's pretty cool in that as well.
to defend us. It's very important that I see this man. Barry Allen.
Okay, up here. Now, I've seen the trailers for Suicide Squad, and that kind of reminds me of the skeletons that Joker have, or like had in the trailer, it seemed like. So maybe there's a connection there, I'm not for sure.
Bruce Wayne.
Also, we have Bruce Wayne, aka Ben Affleck, looking more groomed compared to earlier in the video.
You said that like it explains why there's a total stranger sitting in the dark in my second favorite chair.
Alright, let's go back again.
You're sitting in the dark in my second...
Alright, so I'm liking the new look of Flash. He seems pretty cool so far. But the next part I really like about him, so let me go ahead and continue.
favorite chair.
He said he'll fight
Alright, you have Aquaman again.
with us.
More or less.
More or more less.
Okay, so let me go back a bit. So right from there, I can already see that pretty much during this whole video, this whole movie, and maybe future movies, I'm feeling that Bruce Wayne and Aquaman may have some beefs here and there. Which is not bad, I suppose, since they're going to be the teammates anyway. But it'll, I guess, make the movie more fun to watch, I guess. But let me go ahead and continue on that.
Probably more or less.
He said no.
He said no.
Okay, look like we have more comedy too, which is also refreshing.
Look, man, I don't know.
A glimpse of the new Flash suit. That looks, well, we can't really see too much of it from here, but from this view, it looks pretty cool. It looks very detailed just from this view here.
Look, man, I don't know who you are, but whoever you're looking for...
Okay, now that scene was pretty epic. Let me go ahead and go back to the beginning of that real quick. Okay, so we see Batman throwing his batarang at the Flash, and it just slows down, and we can see pretty much how the Flash sees everything in his Speed Force mode. I thought that was pretty cool. I also like the effects that they added too. You see the electricity, so we can kind of see that he's using the Speed Force, which I thought was pretty tight. And the batarang just going right past him. Now this scene, they could have did him, you know, just going extremely fast and getting the batarang, but I think the slow-mo had more impact. So he goes past him. He looks at Batman like, really? But then he realizes that, oh, that's Batman. Okay. And he goes back and grabs it.
So you're fast.
Oh, and also too, I'm not sure a lot of people notice this, but in the background here, that reminds me of something. I can't think of the name of it. I don't know why I'm thinking of Futurama, but yeah, if you know what video that is in the back, be sure to comment down below.
So you're fast.
That feels like an oversimplification.
I'm putting together a team. People with special abilities. See, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are? Just like that?
Yeah, I need friends.
Great.
Can I keep this?
Okay, now that part was pretty cool. For the people who watched Civil War, Spider-Man was pretty cool in the whole video. I mean, the whole movie, because, you know, he was funny. And he was also, you know, pretty important person for the movie, for the part that he was in. I'm liking that for the Flash, they have him being more upbeat and not childish per se, but more of a, I guess, comic relief in the movie. I'm liking that so far. And also the actor playing the Flash is pretty, you know, he's pretty good. I'm liking his facial expressions as well.
I need friends.
Great.
Can I keep this?
Yeah, that part has me rolling. Alright, so again, now earlier we seen a brief view of Cyborg without the cybernetics, so now we see him all in the flesh. He looks pretty close to what you would expect for a Cyborg, at least from the Teen Titan days, so I'm liking that so far. The red eye looks cool. That blue thingy in the middle looks pretty cool. I'm also liking this effect too. He kind of reminds me of a future Iron Man type character, at least from this view here. Or also Terminator 2, I could see. Okay, now we have the Flash again. Earlier when he was using his Speed Force, you know, it was slow motion, but now, you know, I guess they were using that pretty much for the impactfulness of that scene. But now, since we know, you know, he's a Flash, he can go fast. Everything's going pretty fast, which I like. Let me go back one more. Let me go back one more time on that. Also, his suit, I'm liking that look of it. Let me go back. Oops. Yeah, let me go back to that. Alright, so that kind of reminds me of the Injustice 2 costume that he has. Kind of more armor plated, which I think is, you know, a good fit, especially for the movie and whatnot. And also we have Aquaman again, looking pretty badass as usual.
I heard about you. Didn't think you were real. I'm real when it's useful. Arthur Curry. I hear you can talk to fish.
Alright guys, so that was the Justice League trailer from Comic-Con. we see a lot of new characters added into the universe, which is pretty cool. We also see the new armors, and we finally see Cyborg in the flesh, which I think is pretty cool. And also too, based on this trailer, it kind of reminds me of the Civil War and I guess Marvel movies a little bit. Have more comic elements, which I think is pretty cool. And we have Aquaman being pretty much badass as usual. So thanks guys for watching. If you're looking forward to Justice League, please feel free to comment on what you like or what you're expecting to see from the movie in the comment section below. If you don't like the trailer, also to comment on why you don't like it. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned to the channel for more updates and future reveals. Ciao.